What is up, everybody? Happy whatever day it is, you know what I mean? Whatever day it is where you're watching or maybe listening, you know what I mean? But Green Bay Packers fall to Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to talk about this thing, you know what I mean? I don't really want to talk about that much, but we got to talk about it. But welcome to the show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And you know what I mean? We're going to get to a few comments here. Then we're going to, show some love to some sponsors. Karen says, hi, Matt. Hi, producer Vinny. Go, Pat. Go. What is up? Karen, how you doing? Robin says, dude, J Money's stepping away from the Eagles, and where is our offense? What do you mean stepping away from the Eagles? I don't think I don't think I've seen that. But anyways, let's start this thing off real quick. You know what I mean? We're gonna get to all the chat, so be sure to hammer the chat. You get involved with the show. You know what I mean? But let's show some love to the sponsors real quick one time. You know what I mean? Kwik Trip being a fantastic sponsor, fueling your Packer fandom. You know what I mean? And now they have a bake sale going on right now. You can get all types of goodies over there at Kwik Trip. They got some sales going on. They got the Rice Krispie treats, dude. They're really good. They got the little chocolate on top. I recommend you try it. You know what I mean? And also Nicolet Law. If you get injured in an accident, you're missing work, insurance companies are being flaky with you, Nicolet Law is the people you need to talk to. Head up, check out nicoletlaw.com, you know what I mean? And if you're ever driving down the highway over here in like the Midwest, just do a game. Every time you say a Nicolet Law commercial, that's one beer you have to drink later on that night when you're not driving no more. You know what I mean? You'll get hammered. But here we go. Let's start the show there, Vinny. What's up? Let's bring in Vinny, the producer. How you doing, Vinny?
I'm doing pretty good tonight, even though I'm a little upset about the game yesterday, but I guess you'll have that. But you know what? I'm not worried. All that matters is we have to get in the playoffs. That's all that matters.
Yeah, dude. It was a bad loss. You know what I mean? Brandon said not a bad loss. I think that's I don't know what you're talking about there. The Eagles lost, dude. The Eagles lost. The thing is, like, we have the defense we've been screaming for so long, right? We have the defense we've been yelling for, like the defense we've wanted, and now we have it. They held the Eagles, the top NFC team, to 10 points. Jalen Hurts at his press conference after the game said that was the best defense they faced all year. Like this defense legit. That's why when everyone's talking about the Packers and their, whatever, like their downs and their problems, and they're talking about the defense, they're like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand how you can even, if you're talking about the Packers and saying how they can improve and they got to do this, I don't know how you can talk about the defense. Like, we'll talk about that in a little bit, like how they didn't really have a lot of pressures or whatever, but they held the Eagles to 10 points. It was a 10-7 ball game. There's no situation in the world that an NFL team can score, hold a team to 10 points and lose. You have to be able to score more than 10 points. Your offense has to be able to do better than that. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think you can at all say.
And I agree. We held the defending Super Bowl champs to 10 points.
Yeah. It's you got to win that game, dude. You got to win that game. The Packers had so many situations where they could have won that game. Just the offense just inept, dude. We're going to talk about this. I'm going to get some more chat. Make
Robert,
sure everyone gets their voice heard.
Robert, do.
What's up, Mitch? It's sitting in the back, keeping an eye on you. You know what I mean? Someone's got to do it, and that's Chris Farley back there. Jason said, what's up, Matt Remmers? What's up, Jason? You know what I mean? Stacy's in the house. She said, hi, Matt and Vinny. And Joey, Stacy. We got ourselves a actual football coach right here. We'll get back to that comment. I skipped one. Time to fire the offensive coordinator by LaFleur. Yeah, they have to figure out I don't know, like what this offense. I don't even like usually, like especially halfway through a season, you kind of look at an offense and kind of know like what they're trying to do and stuff. Like I don't know, their offensive play calling and like their scheme is just like all over the place. I don't know. I'm a big LaFleur guy. I am, but they gotta do something different over there. Like play calling, whatever. I don't know who. I'm not for like fire people during the season. I'm definitely not. I'm not talking about firing LaFleur either. But I am saying that maybe the play calling situation, either he has to change his philosophy a little bit or like what he's trying to do, or maybe someone else helps out. I'm not sure what it is, but let's get to some more chat over here. The offense just keeps making mistakes at crucial times and ends productive drives. Yeah, the offensive line is a mess. Like it's just bad. It's just bad. We had some drops. Jordan Love had some misses, but I don't think Jordan Love, like all the hate he's getting, and I know people say I'm a Jordan Love defender, whatever, but I think he's getting too much unnecessary hate. I think he's part of it. Like I think every person. I said on Twitter last night, people got mad. I said you can talk about the play calling all you want, but it's about execution. And people were like, well, yeah, because I'm like defending Matt LaFleur, and they're like, Matt LaFleur should be fired. Just not. Like I'm not saying not Matt LaFleur. I'm not saying it's not the play calling. I'm saying every single person on offense is responsible. I'm talking about the scouts, the people who help practice, the practice squad offensive people, everybody on that offense. They need to figure it out. You know what I mean? They had to. Everyone just had to do their job, and that's including Matt LaFleur. They had to figure it out. And obviously he knows that, dude. They asked him after the game if he's coaching for his job. You know what I mean? Like the seat's getting a little warm. I don't like to have like my seat warmers on my truck, but whenever I start my truck, that stuff automatically turns on, and I get in my truck sometimes, especially if I start it twice. The seat's real warm when I get in, makes my butt start to sweat a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get graphic here, but I feel like that's what Matt LaFleur is feeling. The seat's getting a little bit warm over there, you know what I mean? Warmer than you want. I get in, I shut that thing right off. You know, I don't like when my seat's warm.
Not cool to be swampy when you're working with cheese either, you know?
You know what I mean? But that was a hard loss, so close and not a blow. Yeah, and then that's the thing. Like if the Eagles would have came in and just swooped in, you know, no pun intended, if they'd have swooped in and just kind of beat up the Packers and be like, hey, this is just a far superior team. Like we're just not that team. But it's like the defense is so good. The defense is so good. The defense held the Eagles to 10 points, and the 3 losses, it's by 9 points. So, like, when I posted that earlier, people were like, well, so what does that matter? A loss is a loss. Yeah, a loss is a loss, but it's saying you're in these games. Dude, the offense just got to get a little bit better. The offense just got to be, like, average. You know what I mean? If we can just get, like, an average offense, then the Packers can win some games. You don't have to – that's why people saying the season's over. Like, I'm not buying that, dude. They can fix it. They have to, I think, maybe change the philosophy of passing, calling plays. Like Dan Orlovsky, who, you know, I know a lot of people talk trash about Dan Orlovsky. He was a lion. He ran out the back of the end zone. Dan Orlovsky knows ball. And he's like one of the only people on ESPN who I like to watch and actually like kind of respect his opinion. And he's like, look at second down and what they do. The Eagles called out a run play. I think that was on fourth down. The Mike.
Oh, that was I think that was that third down one. Yeah.
One of the plays. Well, they called it out, but it's just kind of predictable, and like he was saying, it's predictable and not at the same time because they try to get so creative. Like I've been saying the last few weeks, is like they try to get so creative that they almost like outsmart themselves, trying to do like too much. But also, you know, people kind of know what they're doing. Second down, they run the ball.
Well, here, Matt, I've got something for you right here, just to bring up on the screen. This is the defensive stats from the game, right? Just to look at the defense on the right-hand side for the Green Bay Packers. Now, a lot of people say, oh, they didn't get any pressure on Hurts. They didn't get any sacks. They didn't knock him down. They didn't do all this, right?
Yeah.
Well, that is true. That is a negative. But you got to think, there is a positive out of this. Even though they didn't do that, our secondary and our middle core held up and still held the Eagles to 10 points. Okay, yeah, that is a huge positive right there.
Yeah, I think it's highly impressive what the Packers defense did against the Eagles. I mean, it's just the offense. And the offense didn't put them in great situations all the time either, you know? Look at over here, you know, McKinney. You know, go down the list, people can see it. It's just, not a lot of pressures. And then I would say that during the watch party is that there's it wasn't consistent pressure. Like Micah Parsons had his moments or whatever. I don't know how many pressures he had or like how many like actual, you know, documented pressures. But it wasn't consistent. But to hold the Eagles at 10 points it's crazy. And like we can show the stats over on like Barkley. Barkley's a baller. Barkley's an absolute baller, and like Micah Parsons said after the game, because they were kind of talking about that, and he's like, we held everyone, all the games we lost at 13 points. You know what I mean? So like right here, let's check out the
this
Barkley,
is the offense.
22 carries for 60 yards, 2.7 average. You know what I mean? That's not impressive. Barkley's they know how to run the ball. They're very good at it. But we can look at what the Packers did in passing game. Jordan Love 20 at 36, 176 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Sacked 3 times for 19 yards, rating of 68.8. Jordan Love, not a good day. So we had some drops there, and he had some misses as well. He had some reads that he missed. He was scrambling up the middle one time, and I think it was Romeo Doubs. He had someone open in the middle, but I think when he was already in running mode at that point. So, but Jordan Love had 5 carries for 28 yards though. But Josh Jacobs 21 carries, 74 yards, and that touchdown. And Watson 2 catches. Wicks had 4. Josh Jacobs had 5. Bo Melton had 2. Musgrave had 3, and that's the thing, like who he's throwing to, and then Romeo Doubs only having 1 catch. That doesn't help. But like Watson's back, but like they need to get some guys back. Matthew Golden wasn't there, and even though everyone talks about Matthew Golden doesn't have like all the numbers and all that, he's not getting all the catches, but he's still a guy that they have to focus on. And I feel like Bo Melton. Matthew Golden, like, it's not the same. And I've seen people on Twitter even talk about Matthew Golden's a bust, which is silly to me. That's just silly to say because it's so early on, and I think you can see like what he can do. But anyway, so I'm gonna get some chat. I want to get some chat over here. See what
real quick, and people can say, the play calling was bad. And yes, and I do agree it could be, but you also have to look at the game yesterday. This was 2 teams with really good defenses going at it. I mean,
Yep.
these were contending defenses battling it out. This was a tough game. It was a tough game. It was exactly like we thought it was going to be. We all said it was going to be close. We were all
we
wrong
didn't think
in
it
the
was
score, but yeah.
that lowing scoring close. But I want to get I want to get back to
Okay.
that comment that I had over there. I don't know if I can find it. Donnie said our O-line has to step up, need blocking for anything to happen. We're definitely seeing the result of missing key people. Yeah, I really think the main thing about this Packers offense is the offensive line and the play calling. Those are the 2 things. Here we go. Packers center Elton Jenkins. Yeah, he suffered a fracture in his lower leg during Monday night, and he's going to be he's on IR. He's done. So that ain't good. The offensive line isn't getting any better. You know what I mean? So, hopefully they can figure some stuff out. But they're not getting any. You know what I mean? They got some injuries over here. And Hex says, I believe Wicks has all the tools. Time to coach him up and let him fly. Go Pack, go. The thing is, like Wicks is a guy that everyone was like kind of high on. The last couple of years, but like now it's his time to shine. Like this was a big opportunity. He had a drop over there. I like Wicks. You know what I mean? They just gotta. As a whole, this offense, they had to figure it out, dude. And like we've been saying it, so like it sounds it's irritating me to like just keep saying the same stuff. Like they can do it, you know what I mean? But they're not doing it. So like they have to figure it out. They have to whatever they got to do. I wouldn't say like change the philosophy of the play calling, but like change the, I don't know, the aggressiveness or whatever. But they, I don't know. Like Orlovsky was saying that Matt LaFleur kind of calls plays scared. You know what I mean? Like, don't play scared. Let Jordan Love be. Let Jordan Love, because the people were talking about Rodgers. Well, like, Rodgers would, back in the day would be arguing with LaFleur. He'd change the plays, and they kind of have, there's clips, I seen a video today of Rodgers and LaFleur arguing. And people were saying that's what it was. He didn't like the play calls, so he was switching. LaFleur didn't like it, and he was like, that's what I'm going to do. Obviously, Jordan Love isn't going to do that. Jordan Love's a younger quarterback. Doesn't have that type of, you know what I mean? He can't do it like that. So maybe it is LaFleur's, play calling. I like me some Matty LaFleur, but he's got to fix the play calling, and I think he can. And if he's got to hand it off to someone else, I don't what they got to do. I don't care what it is.
Speaking of getting guys back, there is a report out of Green Bay that they may be expecting Reed to be back by Thanksgiving or the week after.
Yeah, I was here in November. I just wasn't sure. So yeah, Reed coming back will be cool. Look at Glenn Hugh over here. You like everyone, yes, versus everyone else on the internet who hates everyone. You know what I mean? Which one do you choose? You know what I mean? I choose to be happy with my life. You know what I mean? Here we go. Michael says the defense showed up, but the offense didn't. Defense went on the field more than the offense. And it's so impressive with the defense is that they kept getting put in bad situations. And they kept, coming through. So I think that the defense, this is as good a defense as you're going to get. I mean, not saying that the best defense in the world, but this is the best defense that you can expect to have, and the defense that people have been screaming about for years. Through the Rodgers time and up until now, this is that's the best defense the Packers have in a long time. And like, dude, but now the offense is just like, you know what I mean? They're just flaking out. They can just figure it out. Get 20 points a game, you're going to win some football games. That's all you got to do. they're holding teams down. The Eagles 10 points. We're gonna get to a few more. Then we got other stuff to talk about too. But we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna be making the picks, and we'll obviously talk about this game of probably a little bit. And
Also,
the Giants, of course.
before we switch, I do have one video to show you. Also,
all right. So here we go. Our offense is playing for third down to conservative to first and second down. Love plays to conservative. I think like Orlovsky was saying this. I wish I could play the clip, but I'm not going to play like an ESPN clip on this thing. But he was basically saying that the same thing, that they do that. I'm going to bring that comment back up. But they play too conservative, and like it's like the whole team as a whole, not just a play calling, is like playing not to lose. Like that they're playing scared, like they're playing, I don't know. But he was explaining a lot better than I could. That's why he's on TV and I'm on a stream in my basement. But I think that's what's happening. I feel like this whole offense is kind of scared and their shells out. And Tucker Kraft being out is huge. I feel like he was that punch you in the face dude. He was that hyped up dude, and I feel like he was a leader a little bit. Obviously a younger player. I think Josh Jacobs is kind of that guy in offense for leader, but I think he was one of them for sure. And but let's get. James says Wicks, Musgrave, Melton, Watson, all rusty, battling back from injuries. Half of them. They are our offense, are not a regular offense, and definitely not the offense we started the season with. Get healthy, and we got this. Go Pack, go. That's the thing. The Packers can go on a run. They got the Giants. Let's get a win there. They got some important games. NFC North teams coming up. All right, so they're in position. Like people talk about like, oh, they're third in the division. They're one game out of NFC North, and they play all the NFC North teams. So I mean, so like they're in position. Obviously, they got to do it. They got to do it. You know what I mean? Wisco Dad Bob reviews. What's up, my man? How we doing? He said Love is absolutely lost without Kraft. Yeah, dude, Kraft was that like safety blanket, as they say, but not even as a safety blanket. He was like the number one receiver. Tucker Kraft is a baller, and I feel like he was that, like I say, that aggressive, that in the locker room probably guy. You know what I mean? But shout out to Erica over here. Hey, Matt and Vinny. Happy, whatever day it is, you know what I mean? All right, so what do you got, Vinny? You said you have a video you want to show?
Yes. Basically, I've been seeing on social media that everybody's been talking about that last kick by McManus, saying that it was deflected at the line.
Yeah, let's talk about that kick.
Okay, well, I do have the video right here, and I just want to show everybody that, okay, I'm upset about the kick. I know. This video right here shows the final kick, and unfortunately, it wasn't deflected. Okay, so here it is.
Yeah, during the game, we kind of thought it was deflected.
Because that is wide right. So there you see normal speed. Now they're going to show the replay. Slow motion.
Yeah, it was not. It was not touched. That was the biggest shank of all shanks. They're showing this replay right here. I feel like I'm going to watch it.
Absolutely not even touched.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know how he shanked it like that. He had two tries. So
now, the reason I wanted to bring that up to you is, my point is, if McManus really is not healthy and not doing great, and the guy's been missing field goals, why are we even having him on the starting roster?
Yeah, and I seen the comment. I lost a comment earlier. Someone that made that same point. So shout out to that person. And I had the comment scrolled and I missed it. But yeah, dude, that's the thing. If McManus isn't 100%, because he talked to Troy Aikman apparently. He ain't talking to Matt LaFleur, but he's talking to Troy Aikman. And apparently, like, this was like the first week he said he kind of felt healthy. I think they said. I kind of missed that part, but I've seen people on Twitter talking about it. But if he's not 100%, I don't understand why they're not using the other kicker. And they could have put McManus on IR because it's kicker, whatever. We got this kicker, we're going to roll with him. Put him on IR because you don't really want to go back and forth with the kickers coming off injuries, like, because stuff like this happens and they miss kicks. So I don't understand, like, what's the deal with the teacher? Do they not like him? Do they got beef with him? Is their locker room skirmishes? Is he better at ping pong than everyone else?
Give him a bad grade?
You know what I mean? I don't know. Michael said McManus shanked the kick. They need to sit him out for the substitute teacher. And I wonder if that's going to happen. They have to. I mean, they're obviously having these discussions. So, like, I don't understand, like, how, like, why? What's the reason? What's going on with the substitute kicker? The substitute teacher kicker. Is he not? I like this comment right here. Wisco Die Bars. He said the last kick landed in Wamico.
Good quote.
Oh, that's a good one. But yeah, dude, it's horrible. The kicking situation horrible. We'll get to a few more comments here, then we'll move on to our picks. You know what I mean? So no one is going to mention the O-line playing terribly and dominoes to everything else on the offense. Not making excuses on Matt's play calling and his decisions on keeping the kicker and keeping the teacher on the bench. Oh yeah, absolutely. We talked about that earlier. It's the O-line, dude. The O-line is where it starts. I've always said that on offense and defense. That's where it starts on the line. Defensive line, offensive line. That's how it all starts. If you don't have that secure, dude, you're not going to be doing too good. But we're checking the standings right here. We got, we're taking on the New York Giants this week in New York, and I'll be there. They're 2-8 right here. And they got some situations. I think Dart went out on an injury. I think he had a concussion. I think he went back in, so hopefully he's all right. The Packers 5-3. They fall to third place. You got the Detroit Lions 6-3, Chicago 6-3, Green Bay 5-3, and Minnesota 4-5. So the Packers are one game out. So people are all freaking, oh, they're in third place. Chicago fans are all like, yeah, they're all having a good time, which they should. You know what I mean? Celebrate, have a good time. But don't tag me. That's what's funny about Chicago fans. Bear fans, they'll tag all the Packer fans and oh, this is the Packers. And then they just bring everything about the Packers because the Packers are their daddy. You know what I mean? So even when they're doing good, things are going good for them, they still think about daddy. You know what I mean? Everyone thinks about their pops sometimes. But yeah. The Packers are still in the thick of it. You know what I mean?
So Matt is going to New York. He's going to talk to the team. He's going to turn things around.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to do.
First of all, I have a pretty good record when I'm in attendance, and I've never been to an away game. This is my first away game, and I don't think the football gods would let me go to an away game and go all that way to watch the Packers lose. So I guarantee you victory against the New York Giants. They're going to come. The backs are against the wall. They're going to show up. The offense is going to score. The defense is going to probably shut them out, and the Packers will claim victory by the end, and we shall... I'm out. I'm not that good.
I'm moved. I'm motivated. Hell
no,
yeah, let's win.
I do think that. We're going to talk about that when we talk about the Giants game. But I want to get to a few more chat here, make sure I'm skipping people. They may very well lose it. I don't think the Packers are going to lose to the Giants. I don't think that there's a situation where that can happen. I really don't. Anyways, we're going to switch over here to the Pick'em show. You know what I mean? We're going to pick some games over here for every game for the NFL this season. I'm not going to be live tomorrow because I'm going to New York Thursday morning. So tomorrow I'm going to be packing. I'm going to be doing some stuff, family stuff, hanging out maybe. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm going to do. But we're going to switch over here. And but I want to, Matt Graham in the building. Bears fans revel in bringing down other fan bases because their team can't win with the season on the line. It's all they have. Yeah, dude. And I was getting tagged by Bear fans, and I'm all good with them having a good time because you know what I mean? They're doing well, but they didn't really beat anyone, so I'm not impressed, And Dart got hurt; he was out in the game. That's they had to come back for it. I'm just not overly impressed. But the records are the records. That's what you are. I've always said you are your record. Doesn't matter. You lost a close game. You should have won. You won some games. Maybe you shouldn't. People are like, ugly win. Doesn't matter. It's a win is a win. So you are. And what's up, Philly boy? He says, speaking about getting shut out, hello. What's up, Philly boy? All right, so it's hard to see the comments when I'm over here just yammering over here. We're going to get to a few more, and then we're going to get to the picks. Just don't pray to God, Matt, because they didn't go over big yes. Yeah, I did a little prayer yesterday during the game, and guy was like, you know what I mean? I'm not with it. I got better stuff going on. Matt is so positive. Man, I hope your presence makes a difference. I travel 3,000 miles at CPAC, lose to the Panthers. Oh, that's rough, dude. You know what I mean? You should almost get your money back for that. You should get something. All right, so let's get to the picks. Who we got over here? Let's get to the picks over here. We have, I got to scroll up over here. We got the Jets taking on the New England Patriots. All right, so that's just going to be a slaughterhouse, dude. And, dude, just think about this. As far as the New York Jets. So you're getting slaughtered by the Patriots for your whole, last whatever, how many years since Belichick, Brady been doing it, early 2000s or whatever. And then that's done. You're like, oh man, I'm glad that's over with. We're going to build a team. Everyone's excited. And now the Patriots are good again. They're 8-2. They're going to beat the crap out of you again. The Jets are horrible, dude. They're the worst team in the league, dude. They're just, I don't know if they're actually the worst team in the league, but they're a horrible team. And I think the Patriots probably win by about 2 or 3 touchdowns over there. So, yeah. Let's keep it moving over here. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm taking the Pats in that one. And then we have ourselves. What team is this? This is the Washington Commanders, Miami Dolphins. All right, in this one, I think I took the Dolphins in this one. First of all, shout out to the coach over there, trolling Bills fans, dude. Let's talk about that. We don't have to talk about this game. I got the Dolphins, but their coach, after beating up on the Bills, drove by a popular Bills bar. Like, and apparently he lives like 3 blocks away. So he's probably like, let's see what they're doing. They just got smoked. So he just drove by this bar and they got video, they got pictures of it. I think it's the funniest thing. I used it for a meme. And dude, I'm telling you, I would laugh at this if it was against the Packers. If he was trolling the Packers this way, I would still laugh. I think it's hilarious. I mean, he just drove by. People were acting like, oh, this is, uncoming of a coach and this is all this. It's like, shut up, dude. He drove by, but he did stick his whole head out the window. He had his arm out the door and stuff. Like, he was like, what's up? That was awesome, dude. Absolutely awesome. All right, so here we go. Let's get it moving because I don't really care about that game besides that. Panthers, 5-5, taking on the Atlanta Falcons. I don't care, dude. I don't even care. I'm taking the Falcons in this one to 3-16 versus 5-5. Panthers, I know they beat the Packers, whatever. Who cares? Let's keep it moving over here. All right, let's go to a game that matters to the world. The Buccaneers, 6-3. Taking on the Buffalo Bills, who are also 6-3. All right, so this is the one that this is actually a good team, a good game. This is a good NFC team versus a good AFC team. You got the Buccaneers over here. The Bills are the spread is at 5.5 for the Bills. The Bills are 4-1 home and away record, and the Bucs are 4-1. So there we go. And strength is power rank is I wanted to go to 6 for the Bucs, 8th for the Bills. So yeah, so this is gonna be a good game. Who did I pick in this game? Let me go back over here. I picked the Bills in this game. Yeah, I think the Bills are gonna be fired up too. With that, like that game that we just talked about with the Dolphins, they lost big. So I feel like the Bills are gonna be fired up. They're gonna beat the crap. I'm gonna say beat the crap, but I think it's gonna be. I do think the Bucs are kind of slipping a little bit. You know what I mean? I haven't really watched a lot of games, but I watched them play like at their best. I've watched, we did watch parties. The Bucs are a fun team to watch, but I think they're slipping a little bit. But Jared over here, he said he's 70th place in the Remich Pick'em. I think I'm like, what would you say, like 106, Vinny?
102, I think, is what you were sitting
I'm moving on up. I'm on you, Jared. You know what I mean? Matt says it's going to be the Bills. Absolutely. I think the Bills are probably going to, probably beat them by a couple touchdowns. I think it's going to be, and I'm not trashing the Bucs at all. I just think the Bills will be fired up with that whole thing. They lose to the Dolphins, kind of division rival team that they they beat up generally. You know what I mean? And so I just think that they're going to be.
See, Philly's got a point right there because the Bills kind of got off track a little bit. So I agree. This will be the game where they get back on track, but it will be a good game. Yes.
Yeah, and we got Badger State over here. It says Bears will now implode. Check out their schedule. Yeah, I absolutely expect that to happen. All right, so let's keep it moving over here. Who else we got over here? We have yourself the Los Angeles Chargers sitting at 7-3, taking on the Jaguars at 5-4. All right, 89% of CBS land thinks the Chargers are going to win this game, and I'm one of them. You know what I mean? They're 7-3 for a reason. I think the Jaguars kind of started good. I'm not sure good things are happening for them right now. So I'm taking the Chargers in that thing. We watched the Chargers the other day. Wasn't that a low scoring game though? What was that? Chargers Steelers?
Yeah, that was the Chargers-Steelers game, yes.
Yeah, so they got to get fired up a little bit, you know what I mean? I mean, not that – I think they won that game. Then, yeah, the Steelers lost that one. But, I think the Chargers got something going on. I really don't care too much about it, but you know what I mean? So I'm taking them. But now we got a game that kind of matters to us. We got the Chicago Bears at noon, 6-3. The Bears, you know what I mean? Sitting in second place in the NFC North, taking on the Minnesota Vikings, 4-5. You know what I mean? I picked the Bears, and I didn't. I'm taking the Vikings.
The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. They really suck.
Yes, the Bears still suck. All right, so I'm taking the Vikings in this one. Actually, like my brain would take the Bears in this thing. I just want to go ahead and check this real quick. I want to check what's going on. All right, so we got the Vikings favored by 3. In this game, and I don't care about any of their stuff because they're both horrible. But the Bears' offense, total yards third, according to CBS. I don't know if that's a lie or what, but their defense horrible, 27, 24, 24, 28 in the major things. You know what I mean? So then the Vikings, who cares? You know what I mean? They don't even matter. I'm gonna take the Vikings thing. Hopefully they can pull something out. Is McCarthy gonna show up? Is he gonna be that? What's that name they gave him? He was like he gave himself a nickname, and he was like, whatever, but then they get smoked and he's like, yeah, chill out with that. Maybe I don't even know what that is, because what like really really good quarterback has is like he's my alter ego. Like, dude, just be weird, just be normal, dude.
Maybe he should be 50 Cent because he's only good for 2 quarters.
over here got jokes. You know what I mean? Erica said the old line needs to get it together. Steve and I made a comment about that the Packers need to get it together and figure it out because you're right. We have a lot of games coming up that mean a lot, and we have to be able to focus and play cohesively. Yeah, I think it's all about the offensive line when you're talking about the Green Bay Packers over here. But yeah, so Stacy's got the Vikings in this thing, and that's his alter ego 9. It's just a corny thing, dude. You know what I mean? Just be a normal human. Just play quarterback. And like I can see like if you're balling, you're like, you're on year 2, 3, things are going real well, and you want to do like this weird thing, have fun. Russell Wilson used to do it. He's like, Mr. Unlimited. That was just weird too. Just be a normal human every now and again. When the camera's in front of you, just act normal. Just pretend. I used to tell my kids that whenever we went into a store when my kids were young, I was like, just act like a human. Just act normal. I would just, I know you're not normal. Just act normal. We're in this. We're in the public here. You know what I mean? I feel like that's how they should do it. So next we got the Green Bay Packers. All right, please. You know what I mean? You know, go Pack, go.
Go, Pack, go!
All right, so the Green Bay Packers sitting at 5-3-1, taking on the New York Giants in New Jersey, who are 2-8. You know what I mean? 96% of CBS land thinks the Packers are going to win this thing, and I'm one of them. Packers, the spread right now, 7 for the Packers. I don't know why I was trying to say 7.5. Like my brain was like, eh. But here we go. So there we go. So strength CBS power ranking. The Packers are 11th on the CBS power ranking. The Giants are 26th. All right. So the Packers. So everyone's talking about the Packers. Let's check out their rankings over here. On defense, they're 5th in total yards. They're 10th in passing yards. They're 6th in rushing yards. 7th in points. So everyone talking about the Packers and they can't stop the run. I don't know. I feel like people are having flashbacks and stuff because when people are talking about the Packers and like their inabilities, they're talking about some people are mentioning the defense, and I just don't understand it because it's not the defense. But on offense, the Packers are 12th in total yards, 9th in passing yards, 20th in rushing yards, and 15th in points. You know what I mean? The Giants are kind of back of the way on offense on everything. So the Packers defense, I do believe the Packers defense might shut them out. I honestly think that because the way the Packers defense is playing, I'm not just trying to be braggadocious. I just think they're 29th in total yards. They're 23rd in passing yards. They're 31st in rushing yards. They're 27th in points. They're not particularly good at anything. And their defense is kind of middle of the pack, 14th, 17th, 11th, 24th in all the major categories. So I don't think the Giants, you know what I mean? I'm going to be nice about the Giants because I'm going to New York, you know what I mean? I don't want to ruffle no feathers, no Giants fans, I got no beef with Giants or their fans. But I think the Giants aren't really in a good spot right now. They got some injuries. Their quarterback is concussed. Hopefully he's all right. I think he came back in that thing, you know what I mean? And Philly Boy said the Packers break 30 points in this thing. You know what I mean? Go Pack, go. I want to get to this comment because I kind of missed it. Matt said, don't give him the weight room routine, Tammy. I like that comment right there. You knew what a weight room is? Never mind. I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Offense gets back on track, and they should. And this is the team that you get back on track on. You know what I mean? You're on the road. There's going to be a lot of Packer fans there. You know what I mean? This one right here. You know what I mean? So this is the situation. And their defense, like I really think that the defense can shut them out. The way the Packers defense is playing, what they did, against Philly, 10 points. The Giants, I think that any given Sunday, any team can kind of pop off and kind of do the thing. I wouldn't like bet everything that the Packers are shut them out, but I don't envision the Giants offense being really successful against this defense. This feels like third time has to be a charm against these down and out teams. Hey, we're getting close to being one of those down and out teams. You know what I mean? We ain't far. I'm just kidding. Going to give you the Packers might win next week, and so will the Bears. The Bears very well could too as well. I wouldn't be surprised. And I do give credit because I've seen Bears fans like tag me and you're like, how come you never get the Bears credit? Like I did. I watched a little bit of that game and I kind of seen some clips and whatnot. And Caleb Williams has some moments where Caleb Williams looks legit, but he also does like some flaky stuff, and they're not really playing really impressive teams right now. So like until they do, I'm not impressed. But you should be happy. Bears fans should be happy. Don't worry about what I'm thinking about. Like, be happy, where you are, but don't expect me to celebrate for you. You know what I mean? It's like they want me to like be like, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna do it. What's up, Jose? Said, I'll be there too from Massachusetts. Go Pack, go. Yeah, and that's the thing, dude. I'm going to New York for this thing, dude. I've never been on an airplane. Never really left Wisconsin too much. It's gonna be a wild situation. I'm gonna be making videos and posting pictures and all that stuff. So wherever you follow me, Facebook, wherever, we're gonna try to do a lot of videos. Even on YouTube, I'll try to do some stuff. But and I'll probably have a lot of videos like after.
Maybe one night I might be able to talk him into popping in live one night. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see. I mean, yeah, we'll see what's happening. If I got time and we got the situations, we could do that. What time is the Giants game? The weather is going to be nice. 70, high 70, low 56. It's a noon game.
Yeah, so 1 o'clock for Stacy.
I hope it is
Georgia time.
nice,
Yeah,
you know what I mean, yeah, I was looking at that weather too over there. Let love loose. Hold them back. Yeah, absolutely, dude. That's the thing with Jordan Love and this play calling. Just let them play, dude. You have the defense, like Orlovsky was saying. Let them play. Kind of be aggressive. I don't care. Throw it downfield. Make some stuff happen. Get like multiple routes. Like there's so many plays. Like obviously they were limited on depth at wide receiver, but get multiple pass catches out there. And give Love options. Just push it down the field. I'm not saying every time and like be stupid about it, but like don't play scared, dude. You have a defense. You make a mistake, boom, defense got you. You know what I mean? Get after it. That rookie running back the Bears have is a guy to watch out for. You know what I mean? I don't know exactly who you're talking about. I've watched some Bears games, but yeah, they look good right now. The Bears are looking like I don't think that they're going to be a playoff team or nothing, but they're on the right way. I'm enjoying the Northern Lights right now. There you go. Mitch. He says, Matt, you will be surprised at how big the New York, New Jersey Packer family is out here. I'll be there with my daughter, who is a Giants fan, tried to raise her right, but you didn't listen. Yeah, you lost that one, Mitch. You know what I mean? It happens. It happens to the best of us. Yeah, but I've noticed that even that you're starting to talk about going to New York, doing all the things. A lot of people, Packer fans, live in New York. I mean, New York has a lot of people. You know what I mean? A lot of humans over there. Yeah, I think it's cool. You got Packer bars. We're going to be hanging out at that one Packer bar. I forget what it's called now. I'd like to shout it out. Kettle of Fish. Yeah, Kettle of Fish. She's at TV's and be doing a meetup there at on Saturday night. I'm going to hang out there. Pop in, you know what I mean? And remember, Toyotathon is coming up, and whenever Toyota is going on, we usually win a lot of games. Yeah, dude, that Toyotathon's a real thing over here, you know what I mean?
I'm going to tell you guys real quick. After watching Matt all these years, and any of you that have watched him too, whenever Matt goes to games, they usually win.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you, Matt is going to turn the Packers around going to New York.
I have a pretty good record. I don't know what it is exactly because I never keep track. Some people do. They know exactly. But
you heard me say it. It's going to happen. The Packers will win.
Dude, I guarantee the Packers win this game. Yep. I mean, not that I've never guaranteed it before and they lost, but I guarantee a victory. All right, let's keep it moving over here.
You get the Vinny guarantee.
All right, we got the Bengals. We got taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers over here. The Pittsburgh Steelers 5-4. Bengals 3-6. This is a division game, but the Bengals kind of down and out there. They're going through every quarterback in the league that doesn't have a job. I mean, they're employing people. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, you a quarterback? Can you throw a ball? Come on over. But I think the Steelers win this game. I really don't care too much. But I think the Steelers got to start winning. They recently lost to the Chargers. Didn't look good. Aaron Rodgers fired up, yelling at people and whatnot. That was a good time.
Aaron will smile again. Yes.
Yeah, I think he'll smile for that one. So let's keep moving. The Texans taking on the Titans, who are 1-8. I'll tell you, the Titans are the who cares team of the decade. You know what I mean? They haven't been cared about so long. 1-8. I thought the Jets were the worst team in the league. Okay, I'm wrong. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Titans are trash. The Texans are 4-5. Not a good team. 97% of CBS land think they're going to win. If you're a 5-10, 4-5 Texans team, and 97% think you're going to win that game, that's probably the only game this whole season that 97% would pick them because it's against the Titans. You know what I mean? I don't hate the Titans. I just don't like talking about them. I talked about them too long already. Here we go. 49ers, 6-4, taking on the Arizona Cardinals, who are 3-6. All right, so the Niners, they got a little something going. Cardinals, I felt like were starting off a little bit nice, but kind of fell off a little bit. I think that the Niners are going to win this game. But yeah, so I'm kind of looking at these comments over here. But yeah, I think the Niners are gonna win this game. Let's keep moving. Who gives a crap? You know what I mean? We got the Seahawks over here, 7-2. Seahawks are a surprising team, and they killed me on Prize Picks because I wasn't really keeping up, and I was making some picks, and I was like, oh. And then I took an under on some of them. Seahawks is blowing them up. Dude, Seahawks are getting after. They're 7-2. They're taking on the Rams, who are also 7-2. That's going to be a really good game. Even saying all that about the Seahawks, I'm taking the Rams this game. I'm going to bet against them again. You know what I mean? But the Seahawks are looking good. I think this can be one of the better games of the week. Kind of the games we meant to, besides obviously the Packer game. That's the best one for sure. But I'm taking the Rams in that one. But I think that's going to be a tough one. What do you think about that one, Vinny? This is kind of one of the better games of the week. Let's get your thoughts on it.
This was a tough one, but eventually I just went with the Rams. I figured they might just have an advantage being home in this one. But you're right, the Seahawks are playing quite well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what everyone thought. I think, people picking that game, a lot of people going with the Rams, but I wouldn't be surprised. Seahawks looking good right here. Matt said, good game, tough call. I'll take the Rams at home. Absolutely right here. Philly Boy said, Seattle gets humbled here. All right, yeah, and I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I think it's gonna be close, though. Probably, I feel like that's gonna be a scrappy game right there. I will not be watching. Ashton's going Rams as well. Glenn, let's see what Glenn said. He always says positive stuff. Bet 2 out of 3 teams in NFC. All right, actually a real comment. Shout out to Glenn over here. Stafford is firing on all cylinders right now. Yeah, we're going Rams, and I don't think anyone's picking the Seahawks to win that game. So let's keep moving over. The Baltimore Ravens sitting at 4-5, taking on the Cleveland Browns 2-7. All right, the Ravens are 4-5. Here's all you need to know: Lamar Jackson is back. That team's they're trying to get rolling, and they're taking on the Browns, who are a division rival. The Ravens are going to win. They're probably going to beat the crap out of them. I know everyone's going to say, "Well, the Browns beat the Packers." I get that comment every single day. Since the Browns beat the Packers, I've never been told one day that happened. I know every single day. People and every comment, people, or not even just people talking to me, but just like seeing it on the different comment sections, a Packer world. So I get it, all right. But the Ravens are going to beat the crap out of the Ravens, out of the Browns in this one. You know what I mean? But let's go back and get this comment. Shadro says Seattle is legit. Should be a good game. Rams win since they are home. Absolutely. Shout out to Shadro. You got to throw that one in there. Here we go. Ravens with Lamar. Browns playing with a college quarterback and Dylan Gabriel. Yeah, and everyone's yelling for Sanders. I don't know the situation there with Sanders. Is he going to play this season? I don't know. Dude, I don't know why it shows up on my Facebook feed, all the Browns stuff, probably because the team we played, whatever, I interacted with it. But all I see people crying about Sanders, he should be playing. And at this point, if I was the Browns, I might just throw him in. Just give him a shot. You're 2-7, whatever you are. Why not? Let's see what he has. At some point, maybe not against the Ravens. Maybe you don't want to, I don't, the Ravens, not that the Ravens are all-stars, but, I don't know. I think that they should probably throw them in at some point this year. All right, let's get to a few comments over here. Rams probably NFC winner. Ooh, possibly. We're going to see, you know what I mean? I bet it's going to be the Packers. Here we go. There are truly 10 horrible games this week. Yeah, I've noticed that. I think a lot of games are just horrible. Here we go. Shadou Sanders is like Favre on the Falcons. I don't know about that. What's your thoughts on Matt LaFleur? I think he needs to fix their freaking play calling. You know what I mean? I like Matt LaFleur, but I think that I kind of mentioned earlier, I think that they just need to change kind of their philosophy or whatever. I feel like, I don't know, they need to adjust more. They're kind of becoming predictable. Say we were talking about earlier, second downs, people were going through the Eagles players were shouting out it's a run. They kind of knew what we were doing. We had to beef up. We had to push the ball downfield. Hopefully get some receivers back. They have more options. Get Musgrave involved. They had to push the ball downfield. Trust Jordan Love. You know what I mean? I think it's all about play call when you talk about Matt LaFleur. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Shout out to Shadrow95. What's up? You know what I mean? Matt says, is Watson going to be available at any point this year? He's available now. He's playing. Christian Watson? Yeah, he's playing. Anyways, so let's get moving over here. We got the Chiefs sitting at 5-4, taking on the Denver Broncos over there. 62% of the CBS land thinks the Chiefs are going to win this game. I think so, too. It's funny because the Chiefs are 5-4. Broncos sitting at 8-2. I don't know. People see that Broncos game. I don't know if it was the last game, the game before that. They didn't look good. They looked rough. I'm taking the Chiefs because I think the Chiefs are back. Kind of started slow, but I think the Chiefs are one of those teams that you just don't bet against them. You know what I mean? I think Patrick Mahomes and the crew, they're gonna go out there and tear it up. But Tyler disagrees. You know what I mean? He says Denver's going to win this game. Denver's got to bounce back. They had a rough one, I believe. You know what I mean? Dawson says I like the Broncos in this one. Jay says go Broncos. Shadrow 95. It says Broncos win and Chiefs fall. Bad risking missing the playoffs. Players only meeting. Broncos and Chiefs fall. Bad risk. No, I don't know. I think both these teams are probably going to be playoff team. I think the Chiefs are going to be a playoff team. I really do. Hopefully I read that right. You know what I mean? The Denver defense is nice and backfield is crazy good. Yeah, I just think the Chiefs. The Chiefs are like the Patriots back in the day. I just feel like you don't bet against them. They started slow. They're coming back. I'm taking. Plus, I don't really like the Broncos that much. I ain't gonna lie to you. So you know what I mean? Yeah, let's ride, baby. Let's ride. Shadrow says Broncos D shows up big and rattles Mahomes, and they win a close one, close score game. I could, I wouldn't obviously like it could happen, definitely, but I just think the Chiefs edge them. You know what I mean? Lions taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, Lions 6-3, sitting on top of the NFC North. 51% taking the Lions to win this game. I am not of that. I am a minority. I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles 7-2. This is at Philadelphia, you know what I mean? So I'm taking the Eagles, and I hope they win. I really, really hope the Eagles win this game. I think the Eagles are gonna be fired up. They just played the best defense in the league, so this offense has been through it. You know what I mean? And now they're taking on the Lions, and they're gonna whoop them. They're gonna whoop them over here. Vinny, what are you thinking? What are you thinking about this one?
Well, for the picks, I went with the Lions. I know it's horrible, but I really do want the Eagles to win. But since I'm at the top, tied for first, I have to go with the Lions on the pick.
No one asked you. All right, so let's see. Dawson says, "Go Eagles." What's up? Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Tim. If you were talking to me, maybe you're talking to someone else. I don't know. You know what I mean? Eagles going for it on 4th and 6 was one of the worst calls I've ever seen. Not kicking the field goal and giving Green Bay the ball was unbelievable. What's up, Rick? All right, so I did see Sirianni, whatever his name is. He said the Packers, they're going to need a touchdown either way or whatever. I forget what he was talking about. But yeah, he was trying to explain it. But yeah, it didn't make sense to me. Even when they were doing it, I'm like, what's going on here? I didn't think it was the right call, but he was trying to, tell about how it worked all right. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yesterday it was like, screw the Eagles. Today we're all about, yeah, the Eagles. Let's get it. Let's get it. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. Fly, Eagles, fly. They're playing the Lions. You know what I mean? Micah going to have a big game soon with Colin Cowherd towards – oh, yeah, dude. Colin Cowherd was talking some trash today about the Packers defense. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier. I just didn't say his name. But Micah Parsons responded to him on Twitter and was like, he's like, dude, no one scored over 13 points in all of our losses. It's like, what are you talking about? Dude, Colin Cowherd's an idiot. He doesn't. I don't know if he actually watches the game. He just gets cliff notes and people just tell him what to say. I don't know. Some of those guys on TV, I think, are just actors. Eagles by 9-volt battery. You know what I mean? I like that. That was a good one right there. Stop flexing, Vinny. Stop flexing that first place spot. Yeah, he's holding it down over there. You know what I mean? All right, so I got the Eagles in that one. Now we got the Dallas Cowboys. We're talking about Monday Night Football right here. 3-5-1 Dallas Cowboys taking on 2-7 Las Vegas Raiders. You know what I mean? If you live in Las Vegas, you probably get down a little bit. That's why you're 2-7. That's too much to do over there. But 87% of the CBS land think the Cowboys are to win this thing, and I don't think it really matters, dude. Cowboys not a good football team. They're probably going to beat the Raiders, but they're on the road. I would love to see the Raiders beat them, but I took the Cowboys in this thing. You know what I mean? Shadrow95 says our D is so legit. We just need the offense to figure it out. Yeah, we just need the Packers offense just to be a little bit mid. You know what I mean? As kids say. But yeah, in this ball game, this is the last game of the week. I'm taking the Cowboys, and I don't think anyone really cares about this game. So, you know what I mean? Shadrow95, holla, holla, we them boys. Oh, no, you didn't say that. Yeah, we them boy, holla, holla. I was trying to read that. But there we go. Oh, yeah, so now you're going to bring in the list of our leaderboard over here. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. Give me 1 second
right,
here
because
we were running two at once. Yeah, two shows
Rick
at once
says,
tonight.
Safe trip to New York, Matt. Bring Green Bay some luck. boy, do you need it. You know what I mean? It's going to be a good trip right there. You know what I mean? And let's hope Kenny gets some sacks. Yeah, in that Cowboy game. Get after Kenny Clark. All right, so let's check out the leaderboard over here. We got in first place, we have Brian Cressage. Hopefully I said it right. Probably not. I'm not good at
you see this one right here, Philly?
Yeah,
see this one right here?
No, we're
there.
talking,
right there.
We're not there yet. And then also tied for first place, Larry Mortensen tied for first place. Matthew Warren's tied for first place. Jesse West is in fifth.
See, he skipped me. Steven
Zabel also tied for first place, all with 103 points or whatever that YTD means. You know what I mean? And then, we got Jesse West, KM over here in fifth, Sean Johnson, Brian Hoekstra, and David Meyer. Those are your top kind of spots. I'm not going to read the whole thing. But I think I'm over there in let's see if any names pop up. Where's Philly boy?
Here. Let's see. Where's Philly, huh?
We got to scroll. It's like hitting a Wheel of Fortune.
There he is right there, 45th.
All right, so 45th Philly boy. He knows ball. And I'm over there, you don't have to show, but I'm over there like 102, whatever.
Let's see here.
Yeah. Where am I?
Oh, 108 you dropped.
Oh, man, 108. And I have a podcast. This is why people don't listen to every part. Don't listen to people just because they have a microphone. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean they know anything.
Yeah.
And it even tells you the percentages. You can just go with the percentage. You probably do all right. That's probably what you do, isn't it?
No, I do take some risks, but man, there've been so many upsets.
Yeah.
Like you pick what you think is going to be like the perfect pick. Like who would have thought that like a great team would lose to like the Dolphins beating, who was that last week?
The Bills.
The Bills, yeah. Who would have thought the Dolphins were going to beat the Bills?
Not Mike McDaniel.
Right?
What's Matt talking about here? He says, Producer Vinny, bring up that press conference video I posted on the Facebook post about the live stream. I can't stop watching it. I'm not really sure what he's talking about there.
The press conference video?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, I did.
Phil says, I'm not here to be shamed.
No.
Dude, you're 45th, bro. You know what I mean?
No, he's not that far behind. Really, by points, it's not that far.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
what do we got here? Sean says, Ed Policy is paying close attention, Matt LaFleur and Goot. There's reason they weren't extended yet. I mean, I don't think he was going to step in and extend right away. People talking about like Matt LaFleur getting fired during the season, that's absolutely not going to happen. First of all, I'm not in favor of firing. I wasn't in favor of firing Mike McCarthy during the season. I don't think it helps anything. But I think at the end of the season, we're going to see how this thing ends. If it doesn't end well and the Packers slip and they kind of stumble through the NFC North teams that they're going to be playing, yeah, there's going to be some conversations for sure. I expect Matt LaFleur to still be the coach, but I expect maybe some changes to happen. Like, I think it's all depends because we're halfway through the season. Obviously, we have to see how this thing finishes off. You know what I mean? It's not the Titanic. We don't know how it ends. You know what I mean? Third night in a row on your live stream. Got me hooked, Matt. When is your next Packer game stream? This next week I won't be doing it because I'm going to the Giants game. I'm going to New York, so I won't have any live streams for a bit. Yeah, I'll be in New York for 5 days. And then when I come back, it's a Vikings game. I might go to that game. I'm going to try to get to a game at Lambeau, but I'm probably not the first game back, so I'll probably do that. I'll probably do that Vikings game.
Yeah, we were kind of discussing that before we went live here.
Yeah, plus I don't want to miss 2 in a row, you know what I mean? People forget about me.
Yeah, so probably expect the next broadcast to be the Vikings game, which will be a week from Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Rick, you know what I mean? We have 305 people watching live right now, which is, I don't know if we usually get all that many on Tuesday nights, you know what I mean? A lot of good people doing streams at Tuesday. I don't want to say their names because I don't want you to switch. They'd be like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that guy. I'm out. But no, we're going to wrap this thing up anyways, you know what I mean? Shout out to Vinny, the producer, you know what I mean? And I'm going to be off to New York, so you're not going to see this face on a live stream for a little bit. But I'll be pushing a lot of content, lots of videos. I'm going to show everything I'm seeing, dude. I'm going to be like one of those streamers, you know, that you like just showing everything. No, I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to have a lot of good stuff. It's going to be a good time, you know what I mean? It's going to be a good time. And
I get a little vacation, but I will be working on some new graphics. We're going to try to make the second half of the season look a little different.
Make it a little better. Yeah, I told him to step his game up. You know what I mean? You're looking like the Packers pops over here. You're getting predictable, bud. You know what I mean?
No, but I do appreciate all the comments from everybody. So thank you.
Yeah. So if I do die, this is the guy I'm going with. All right. So Kevin Mowens. I shouldn't have said his whole name. Well, I guess he has it right there. What are you gonna do? But he's He's the guy. You know what I mean?
Well, remember, and it's Matthew McConaughey's playing you in a TV movie,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I want Matthew McConaughey. Yeah.
Yeah,
Matt,
exactly.
any words on Dobbs' injury? I don't think I've heard anything. Have you heard anything, Vinny?
Not
Has he heard?
offhand.
I'm not sure.
I can look
I'm
real
not sure I
quick
heard
here.
anything. I worked this morning, so I didn't really see all the chatter. Everything I looked on Twitter, I really didn't see anything because I was looking at Twitter earlier. All I seen people was yelling and complaining and fighting each other. But Philly Boy says bye, Vinny. Travel safe, Matt and Kevin. I think we're gonna wrap this thing up. You know what I mean? Vinny, what are you doing over there?
I am checking on that injury real quick
you're
here.
checking out,
Yeah, they don't have anything listed yet. from
Yeah,
what I'm
so I don't
seeing.
think we're gonna know. It's too early. You know what I mean? But shout out to Rick, shout out to Matt, all the people in the chat, Kevin, Rick, Tim, Philly Boy. All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up. We're out. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Matt Ramage Show on the podcast, Apple, Spotify. If you're listening to this on the podcast, subscribe on the YouTube and the Facebook, wherever you're over there getting your social media from. Probably not Facebook. You know what I mean? If you listen to podcasts, I feel like those two people are different. You know what I mean? Anyways, see you next time, folks. You know what I mean? We're out.